Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the Ways and Means Committee meeting. Madam Clerk, please roll call.
Yeah, Council Net.
Present.
Present Council Allensug.
Present.
Present Council Field.
Present.
Present Council Avery.
Present.
Present Council Matul. Absent.
Councillor Hogan will sit for Councillor Matul.
Councillor Hope.
Council Hogan.
Yes.
Present.
Could you please read transfer?
Okay, we have a new transfer, $125,714.05 from the reserve to various departments to fund personal and sick buyback.
Motion to approve. Seconded.
Roll call, please.
Council Net.
Yes.
Yes, Council Allensug.
Yes.
Yes, Council Field.
Yes.
Yes, Council Avery.
Yes.
Yes, Council Matul absent. Council Hogan.
Yes.
Yes. Okay.
And this next one.
We have $250,000 to community development for the FY27 summer jobs.
Motion to approve. Seconded.
Roll call, please.
Council Net.
Yes.
Yes, Council Allensug.
Yes.
Yes, Council Field.
Yes.
Yes, Council Avery.
Yes.
Yes, Council Matul absent. Councilor Hogan.
Yes.
Yes. $75,000 to community development for restorations of the High Rock Cottage.
Motion approved. Seconded.
Roll call, please.
Council Net.
Yes.
Yes, Council Allensug.
Yes.
Yes, Council Field.
Yes.
Yes, Council Avery.
Yes.
Yes, Council Matul absent. Council Hogan.
Yes.
Yes. $50,032.64 to the Health Department for the Senior Center Grant Program.
Motion approved. Seconded.
Roll call, please.
Council Net.
Yes.
Yes, Council Allensug.
Yes.
Yes, Council Field.
Yes.
Yes, Council Avery.
Yes.
Yes, Council Matul absent. Council Hogan.
Yes.
Yes. $15,000 to the Planning Department for the FY25 Lynn Cultural Council Annual Grant Award.
Motion approved. Seconded.
Roll call, please.
Council Net.
Yes.
Yes, Council Allensug.
Yes.
Yes, Council Field.
Yes.
Yes, Council Avery.
Yes.
Yes, Council Matul absent. Council Hogan.
Yes.
Yes.
Orders, please.
We have one order pursuant to Mass General Law, Chapter 44, Section 53A. The Lynn Public Library hereby accepts a gift from PJM Library, Inc., in the amount of $60,000. The principal purpose of this nonprofit corporation shall be to promote the services provided by the Lynn Public Library to the community to help improve library facilities and resources and raise funds for these purposes through public support.
Motion to approve. Thank you. Seconded.
Roll call, please.
Council Net.
Yes.
Yes, Council Allensug.
Yes.
Yes, Council Field.
Yes.
Yes, Council Avery.
Yes.
Yes, Council Matul absent. Councilor Hogan.
Yes.
Yes.
So we have emergency for on transfer. No, just one.
Yes.
Transfer. Okay. So we want to make a motion for emergency for transfer for the second transfers.
Motion for emergency.
And second,
Don't need it? We don't need it. Comptroller says we don't need it.
the council president decided. Yeah.
Okay.
So,
Motion
yeah.
for emergency.
Okay. Seconded.
Right. Roll call, please.
Council Net.
Yes.
Yes, Council Allensug.
Yes.
Yes, Council Field.
Yes.
Yes, Council Avery.
Yes.
Yes, Council Matul absent. Councilor Hogan.
Yes.
Yes.
Right. So anything else? Any new business?
Motion adjourned.
Seconded.
On favor? Aye. Thank you.
All right.
Whatever.
4:32, right? All right, let's call to order the licensing committee for Tuesday, February 24th. Roll call, please. Madam Clerk,
Counsel Field?
present.
Present Counsel Net?
Present.
Present Counsel Avery?
Present.
Present Counsel Mejia Madre, absent. Counsel Hogan?
Present.
Present. Okay, we have a new taxi operator, Ramon Guerrera, 10 Dowfield Terrace.
Thank you for being here. What's the wish of the committee?
Make a motion to
We have
approve.
a motion to approve.
Second.
Second, any discussion? None, all in favor? Aye. Opposed? That license is granted and is ready right now in the clerk's office. We have translation available. Thank you.
Okay, we have Luis Encarnacion River.
Oh,
He's Luis. Okay.
can I make a motion to strike?
We'll make a motion to revisit the...
Revisit?
Yeah.
This is
For Mr., let's take on Ramon Guerrero again.
Ramon Guerrera.
Is Mr. Guerrero here? No, what's the wish of the committee?
Make a motion to table.
We have a motion to table.
Second.
Second. Any non-debatable? All in favor to table? Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? That license is tabled. Luis Encarnacion Rivera.
Right.
He
He's here. I'll make a
is here.
motion to approve.
We have a motion to approve.
Second.
Second. Any discussion? None. All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? That license is granted for Mr. Encarnacion Rivera, and it is ready in the clerk's office right now. Thank you, sir.
Thank you for being here.
Good luck.
Okay, we have a new livery operator. It was already tabled from the February 10th meeting, Guy Di Matteo.
Ms. Mateo? Seeing the person is not in attendance, what is the wish of the committee?
Make a motion to table.
We already tabled on February 10th, Counselor.
Make a motion to deny.
We have a motion to deny.
Second.
Second, any discussion? None. All in favor to deny?
Aye.
Opposed? That license has been denied.
Okay, and the list are renewals.
Take them as a whole if we can.
Make a motion.
Take them as a whole.
Hey, here we go.
Second.
Second, any discussion on any of those renewals? None. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Those are all granted. Any other business?
No other business.
No more business?
Motion.
The wish of the committee? Well, before we finish, Madam Clerk, we're going to miss you, especially with licensing you. So you've been very good on, you've been impeccable on licensing. So we'll miss you for sure. So thank you for your service.
We will.
What's the wish of the committee?
Make a motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn.
Second.
Second. All in favor? For adjourn. Thank you.
Thank you.
the Ordinance Committee meeting to 5:30, since the Veterans Military Affairs Military Families meeting is canceled today because our speaker is not here. So again, the Ordinance Committee at 4:40 will now move to 5:30, just FYI. The next committee meeting is personal, which is still 4:50. Thank you.
Freddie softball.
Okay. We ready?
I'm ready.
4:50.
I got 4:52.
All right. We're right on time. Good afternoon, everyone. Members of the Personnel Subcommittee are assembled. Clerk Rowe, would you call the roll call, please?
Counsel LaPierre?
Present.
Present. Counsel Matul? Absent. Counsel Hogan?
Present.
Present. Counsel Meji Madre? Absent. Counsel Field?
Present.
Present. Counsel Avery?
Present.
Present.
I'd just like to start the meeting, as this is a matter of personnel. We're recommending subcommittee. We'll be recommending to the council at the whole this evening. There is a vacancy pursuant of our clerk's announcement of her pending retirement that's upcoming. And I will say this is a very important position within this city council in particular, but the city as a whole. We've only had, if I've done my research, in my lifetime, 4 clerks prior to Clerk Rowe. And they were Joe Martin Sr., and then Bob Furlong, Mary Audley, and then you came on, Janet, in 2017. So over the course of a 55-year period now, we're talking 4 clerks, and with the hope of this subcommittee moving forward with our 5th this evening. We're very fortunate to have an applicant before us, and I will also state clearly that this is our appointment. The councils themselves make the clerk's appointment. It's one of the few that isn't decided by any other body other than us, and that is even through the charter and so forth. So under the direction of Council President Allenson, we are moving into the stage of an interview, and this is the process that we're holding. And our applicant of choice, I should say, is our assistant solicitor, who is now a candidate for not only city clerk, but also chief of our elections as well. So He will have big shoes to fill, his predecessors as I've named, and I know he is up to the task as well. So let's hear from Attorney Lamanna, and if councilors have individual questions for him, that would be appropriate in the setting. And then obviously after we close out tonight's meeting, it would be appropriate for a recommendation from the subcommittee to move on to the council as a whole at our 6 o'clock meeting. So Jim, would you like to just begin with some background, preliminary, your role in the past with the city? We do have your resume. We've already looked at your highly credentialed qualifications and so forth, but a little background for people that may not know you at home and so forth.
Thank you, Chairman LaPierre, members of the Personnel Committee. Jim Lamanna. For the last 30 years, I have served as a lawyer for the City of Lynn in various roles. In those roles, I've been fortunate enough to learn at the feet of three great city clerks, starting with Bob Furlong when I started here in 1995, followed by Mary Audley, and then most recently with Janet Rowe. So I've been able to work with them on a daily basis. I've been also fortunate enough to work with Terry Young. On Fridays, we probably spend more time together than we spend with our respective spouses, putting agendas together, getting the appropriate council orders ready for the packets that get delivered to you folks. As you know, in 2003, the election department was abolished and it was sent to the city clerk's office. I worked closely with Mary Audley at that time. There was not a job function that she may necessarily have signed up for when she applied for the city clerk's office, and continued in that role with Mary Audley's tenure and also Janet Rowe's tenure. I've handled recounts, I've handled ballot signature challenges. Janet and I have Michelle Tessanari at the Secretary of State's office on speed dial. So I think I have a very good handle on election laws, as well as open meeting complaints, putting together agendas, council orders, council ordinances. I think I'm uniquely qualified for this position after 30 years working closely with the city clerk's office. In many ways, I'll be sliding into a new position with different duties, but certainly many of them overlap. I'm currently the public record officer for the city solicitor's office. I intend to bring that downstairs with me and continue to be the public records access officer for the city of Lynn. I have some goals immediately, hopefully in 2026. We're one of the few cities that does not have a municipal code on their library, on their website. I put together one that needs about 2 years worth of updates. I'd like to submit that to the City Council. Back in 1999 through 2003, we engaged a private company to come in, and the Council in 2003 enacted a municipal code. And since 2003, for the last 23 years, we haven't enacted an updated code. We've done that with the zone ordinance, as you know, in 2025, in the summer of 25. I think it's important for the residents of the City of Lynn to know what ordinances are on the book. This is also an opportunity for the council to look at some of the more archaic ordinances that we may have that do need to have an update. Some of the fines haven't been adjusted in 50 plus years. You could actually throw nails on a street, and believe it or not, we have, since the police responded to that, the fine is only $10. So it's not even worth, in many cases, the flat tire is going to cost much more than the city fine for $10. I'd like to work with IT's department to scan our special permits. A lot of people don't realize this, that if you get a special permit to have a greenhouse up on Linfield Street across from the old Union Hospital, and that greenhouse closes 200 years from now, as a matter of right, because of that special permit, a new owner can come and open that greenhouse again. And I'm sure Janet Rowe could attest, and the staff downstairs, some of these special permits are so old and so fragile that they're in danger of falling apart. So working with IT to scan these and make sure that they are protected in perpetuity, so property owners that do have a right to do something 100 years from now will be able to do that. Also working with the IT department and ISD with SmartGov, so ISD can see exactly what permits and licenses are issued to a particular property. There is a difference between auto body and auto repair. There are different licenses with inflammables. And in order for ISD and the fire department to go in and do enforcement actions, they're going to need to look in a single database to to know what's on there. So I'd like to modernize the clerk's office with respect to technology. Again, adopt the Muni Code, which is a long time coming, but it needs to be approved by the City Council. The City Clerk doesn't have that authority. But with that, I'd be glad to answer questions.
Perfect, great. I'll go to Councilor Hogan, Vice President Hogan.
So I sat here and said, how can I stump Jim LaManna? And I wrote down 3 questions, and with his opening statement, he answered everything I was gonna ask him, because he is the city of Lynn. He's been in the city of Lynn for all this time. And I'll tell you, when I came on as a new councilor, I didn't know the legal way of going about being a councilor, and I wanted to make sure I never ever crossed a bad path. And anytime I had a question, I could call Jim LaManna. But I had one about digitalization, and I had one about, how's he gonna, what did he learn from being a city solicitor that goes with the city clerk's office? And he just sat up there and answered everything that I could possibly get. Now I'm hoping that my other colleagues sitting here before you can please stump LaManna right now. And I just want to say, Jim LaManna, we're looking forward to you being the next city clerk. And like you said, there's big shoes to fill, the names that were mentioned before you, but I think you would be an outstanding city clerk for the city of Lynn. And
I thank you, Councilor, and I will be in a different role, but I have enjoyed working with each and every one of you on a daily, if not weekly basis, and I'm looking forward to hopefully continue doing that in a different role.
Any other questions? Councilor Field.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Mr. LaManna, Attorney LaManna, I echo the same remarks as Vice President Hogan. I'm just looking through your resume, and you left out some other experience that you did have in the city. When we first met years and years ago as a park instructor, and Jim was our supervisor.
With Councilor LaPierre and
we all had
hair.
you wouldn't recognize
I think it was over 30 years ago.
But it just shows kind of like that commitment and that follow through of city pride, where in a professional career that you have yourself, you didn't move on from Lynn. You were born here, you started here, your career, early on started in the municipality sector, and you found a passion for that. And you took your passion to Boston College and then to Boston University, and you didn't forget about your commitment to the city that you grew up in and where you began. And now you've been given back. And I know in selfish purposes for myself, I don't want to see you go to the city clerk, because you've been such a gift to us. I can call you any day, any time, and you're always going to respond. And if you don't have all the information or all the knowledge, you're going to look it up for me, and you make us look better on a daily basis, and you make sure that we're doing things right, and you're not afraid to consult us in a negative way too, or caution us as far as what we're trying to move forward, and making sure that everything that we do is legal, and you investigate stuff, you look stuff up, and that takes a lot of time. It saves us time. But all the right avenues and the right way to do things. And for personal reasons, I wish you weren't leaving the solicitor's office, because the value to us is immeasurable. But, I would certainly join my colleagues in recommending Attorney LaManna to be our next city clerk for the city of Lynn.
Terrific. Any other comments before we making that in the form of a motion? Councilor Avery, then we got is that a motion?
I wasn't making a motion.
Okay, so let's continue with comments or questions you have of Attorney LaManna.
Yeah, sure. I just want to echo my colleagues, and I think, Mr. Chairman, you made a good point that this is a council appointment. I think if you look back to only having 5 clerks, it's a testament to this council and having the power to be able to interview and appoint folks. And I think this is a prime example of another great candidate that's in front of us that's well-deserved. I'm very active in my community. I drive around a lot. Jimmy's here almost every Saturday working in this city. So there's no one else I could think that is more deserving than this. And Jimmy, I wish you the best of luck. And we're always here, and I know you'll always still be a phone call away. And you might be downstairs, but we'll still be there. So Good luck throughout this process tonight, and I wish you the best of luck, Jim.
Thank you all. Thank you all.
Salient point, Council. He puts in above and beyond in terms of hours per week, for sure. Council President Allenson.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, and thank you for allowing me to sit in your committee. As president, I just need to read this statement, which is very important, since people have been asking as well and been getting emails as well. As council president, I have been informed of City Clerk Janet Rowe's retirement in late February. Clerk Rowe has provided more than a quarter-century of distinguished public service, and we are grateful for her years of dedication and commitment to our beloved city of Lynn. Under the new charter, the council, as what Councilor Lapierre mentioned, will continue to appoint the city clerk. We take this responsibility seriously. It is critical we ensure that the responsibilities of the clerk's office are assumed by a person worthy of the public trust and fully capable of carrying out its important duties, most especially the administration of our elections during these precarious times of our democracy. Attorney James Lamanna has been a trusted advisor to this council for over a decade. I can call Attorney Lamanna in the middle of the night and he will pick up the phone. That's how dedication, and that's a good partner for me as council president, a respected member of the legal community, and a Lynner who is passionately committed to our city and preserving our democratic process. It is my intention to recommend that this council elevate Attorney Lamanna to the position of city clerk upon Clerk Rowe's retirement. As president, it is important to me to have that trust and good working relationship like Attorney Lamanna, who is very trusted by most of the councillors too, who help us with all of our work as councillors. Moving forward, we can see him as our clerk, our legal advisor, our friend, mentor, advisor, all of the above, doing all this year. Should Attorney Lamanna be confirmed, an assistant city solicitor position will be immediately posted and advertised publicly. And this is also will go to your committee, Mr. Chairman. And that's all. That's my statement for today.
Thank you, Mr. President. With that, I would call the question, and I just want to set the record straight. I was actually Councilor Field's first supervisor before Mr. Solomini was, his boss, if you will, at, I think, Gallagher Playground at those years. And being an Eastland person like Attorney Lamanna, I was the Eastland supervisor while Attorney Lamanna was the Westland supervisor, even though he hailed from Eastland. So I consider that quite an accomplishment in itself back in the day. So with that being said, I would entertain a recommendation to bring forth to the Council of the Whole later this evening. Do we have a recommendation?
Yes, I'd like to make a motion to accept Mr. Lamanna and bring him to the committee as a whole.
Vice President Hogan makes a recommendation in the form of a motion, seconded by?
Second that motion.
Seconded by Councilor Field to recommend Attorney Lamanna to the full Council this evening to the position of City Clerk/Elections Chief. All those in favor signify by saying aye. Or do you want to do a roll call on this?
Roll call.
Sure.
Roll call, please.
Councilor Lapierre?
Yes.
Yes. Councilor Matul? Absent. Councilor Hogan?
Yes.
Yes. Councilor Mejji absent. Councilor Field?
Reserved, yes.
Yes. And Councilor Avery?
Yes.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you.
None opposed? That motion carries.
Good luck.
Any other business?
I just want to, right before
Yes.
we go, I
Councilor, new
do also,
business.
I just want to thank Janet Rowe for all she's done for our community.
Oh, yeah, that's
our
coming
city as
later,
well.
too. We got a lot
Thank you, Janet.
lined up for you. Yes, thank you for getting that on the record. Motion to adjourn.
What's next?
This time I'd like to bring the Public Works Committee to order. Roll call, please.
Counsel Hogan?
Present.
Present Counsel LaPierre?
Present.
Present Counsel Net?
Present.
Present Counsel Avery?
Present.
Present Counsel Matul?
Present.
Present.
Okay, tonight we're going to bring up Commissioner Andy Hall from the DPW to talk about our most recent storms. I'll start off here. Commissioner Hall, we've been through two major storms that brought almost 4 feet of snow. And I want to just make this real clear that I know our DPW workers at each storm have put in 16 to 20-hour shifts during those storms, and it's hard, exhausting work, and they deserve the credit for stepping up, and they have stepped up. But when I was the head basketball coach at Lynn English, all right, I always told my teams, when we win together, and when we lose, I take it right here. I look myself in the mirror and I take it right here. And in this situation right here, Andy, you are the head coach of the DPW. So right now, the communication to the council is not sufficient. Being told you're on the list is not acceptable. Council Paez proposed a shared tracking system so we can see what's requested, what's completed, and where things are in real time. And the plow and snow rains for this, it's just been unacceptable with us telling our constituents where we are on this list. And we're getting beat up, and our constituents are getting frustrated with us and everything. And so I'm asking you directly, will you commit tonight to putting a tracking system in place that the council can follow? Our residents deserve better, and we need better tools to do our jobs where we are disappointed and we expect change. We want to get a system that the DPW, the council works together, because we're in direct communication with our constituents. Can we do the Council Paez worked on something, and we'd like to try to get that relationship going with your department?
Absolutely, 100%.
All right. You can open up on the storm right now, Andy.
Sure. All right, so we've had a busy January into February, as everyone knows. We had 18 inches of snow back in the last weekend of January. Then another 8 inches on the 7th of February, 3 more inches on the 10th of February, 4 inches on the 20th of February, and then this last event starting Sunday, going through right now, another 18 inches of snow. It's been a challenge, as you guys all know, or as the residents know and the council knows. And we're doing our best to get through it.
No, it's been a very serious challenge. We don't want to make excuses for the city of Lynn. We want to understand we have to take this responsibility on as elected officials and people that work in the city, that we are here for our constituents. And that's who is my boss. The people of Ward 6 is my boss, and the people of the city of Lynn are their bosses. So at this time, I'd like to open it up to the committee and see who has any questions for Mr. Hall.
Well, I'll start.
Councilor Avery?
Yeah, thank you, Chair. Andy, I'll start with one. I was doing some research and flipping through ordinances, and with the help of Attorney LaManna, who sent me one. We have something on the books, such as one-sided parking, and it says that it's at your direction to call it, and if needed. My question to you, and I want you to be direct, is what goes into that, and what at one point do we say it's a public safety matter and that should be instituted? Fire trucks, we've had some major fires the last few weeks. They had tough times getting down streets, responding to cardiac arrests and emergencies. Why don't we do this? I remember back in 2015, and Andy, I appreciate you guys and all your hard work, because I've been down there. I was a snow chaser for a while. But what makes us not look into this after each storm? We realize that the roads still need to be opened up. What is the big issue and reason why we're not implementing this one-sided parking?
That's a great question. And I think the answer is that it's very impactful, as is the narrow streets. The telling everyone who lives on an odd side of the street they can't park there any longer that's impactful as well. So we have to kind of carefully weigh that versus the inconvenience of pausing and letting a car pass you on a narrow street.
So we did it in 2015, and if I recall, I think it was a pretty good situation. Even if it was temporary, and I guess my next question would be the parking ban. How do we come up with the time frames, like 6 a.m. when there's no school? I know Menino and our contractors do the schoolyards and et cetera, but I mean, I was out there last night in detail about 11:30, 12 o'clock as the contractors got called off, and there was no way that these roads were, they should have been called off. And then our DPW guys are exhausted that have been out there hours prior to the contractors, and I'm wondering if the cars are being released at 6 in the morning, who's out there cleaning up and overnight? And if the crews were exhausted and tired and you sent them home to sleep for a few hours, what makes you think they're going to be back in by 6 a.m. to be able to open up the roads and intersections before the cars get released? What are we doing to think about this and have a better plan moving forward? And I really think that you and the mayor and everybody else, and including us, we need to come up with better solutions and ideas. We just can't keep going to the drawing board and keep having you come in and do this every single time. We have to come up with a better plan. I would like to hear a little more just on the 6 a.m. and then that's all I have at the moment. Thank you.
Sure. So the policy is if we lift the parking ban before 9 p.m., then you have 2 hours to get your cars out of the lots. If the parking ban is lifted in the after 9 p.m. in the dark, say we lifted the parking ban at 11 p.m.
Yep.
That the policy as it stands is the cars would need to be removed from the school lots by 6 a.m. the following day. So this is something that was discussed with the school committee. It's kind of a Goldilocks situation. Now, maybe Goldilocks isn't the correct word, but it's a compromise. And the compromise is giving people enough time to get their cars, to not send them messages in the middle of the night, and to get the schools cleared so we can have school. Lynn is unique in that we allow our residents to park in the schools, so the two are heavily tied together. If I have to call a parking ban, it almost always cancels school the following day. Not always, but quite often.
Yeah. I mean, like Boston, I don't want to refer to other cities, but like Boston had a 6 p.m. today. They have over 300 schools, and they're able to do it. So I don't think there's any reason why, again, that 6 a.m. we're releasing them and the roads are not ready to be released. That's where the confusion is. And then also, do you have a count of how many trucks are down right now? I know I saw at least two. One on a G&J flatbed about 5 hours into the storm being hauled back to the yard. How many trucks are down, and what do we need? I mean, do you have resources? Do you need more resources? I would love to hear it.
Another great question. We can always use more resources. Currently, we have 8 heavy trucks operational.
And can you explain what a heavy truck is?
Something that requires a commercial driver's license. I believe it's over 26,000 pounds gross vehicle weight.
Which is usually in Pine Hill, Highlands, right during the storms.
That's correct. Yep.
More of those.
Big dump trucks. Yep.
More of those would be helpful as far as the main streets and arteries in certain parts of the city. And right now we don't have enough, is what you're saying.
That's correct. But we are working towards getting more. So we ordered 2 new ones using ARPA funds. 3 more, actually. 2 have been delivered. We're waiting on the 3rd. And I have 2 more that are ordered that we expect to see this summer.
How are we doing on maintenance for those trucks that I mentioned that I saw on flatbed trucks?
Yeah, I mean, plowing is rough business. It's rough on the equipment. It's rough on the guys. The truck you saw had some broken leaf springs and had to get towed to Woburn to get repaired.
We don't have diesel mechanics, right?
No.
Thank you.
No, we don't have enough.
Sorry. Yes.
Okay, before I move on to the next councilor, can you just explain real quick? You said policy. So school committee has a policy, DPW has a protocol. This is not a city ordinance. This is the policy and the DPW protocol that you talked about the 6 a.m. and before 9 p.m. Is that correct?
Yeah, that's correct. It's funny. I thought that it was an ordinance, but it is not. It's something that was voted on by the school committee to allow the cars in the lots. And in that vote, it describes the 6 a.m. Removal time. And this is, and I understand that this is causing problems for people, and this is something that we're going to look into strongly during the off season. I think changing it mid-season isn't a great plan, but
So definitely, I say the school committee has the policy in place, DPW has their protocols, we have ordinances. I think we all have to come together, the city council, school committee, the DPW director, that's you, and we have to figure out something that we all can agree on, and it's set in stone so everyone understands, because people are throwing out that it's an ordinance, and when I dug deep into it, it's not an ordinance, it's a policy over here by the school committee, and the DPW has their protocol. So I just wanted to make and get that really clear out there.
sure, thank you.
Any more councilors have anything? Councilor Matul.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I have a question for the Commissioner from Councilor Meany. It says, Commissioner, during winter storm operations, what are the department's specific rules on maximum driving operation hours for plow drivers? Do require rest or off-duty periods between shifts, and how those same hours of service requirements apply to subcontractors versus full-time DPW employees?
So we do not have a policy as to how many continuous hours a driver can drive. Did that answer your question?
Yes, that answered the question.
So Andy, on an average for the two big storms, I'm not going to take the little storms, what are our guys' hours? What are our DPW workers, not the contractors, our DPW workers put in for hours?
I mean, it depends on the individual, but we have drivers that approach 36 hours straight.
Straight.
Yep.
And that's exhausting work. It's exhausting work, working. And let me tell you, I take my hats off to the DPW workers. I've heard people say, well, they get paid to do this. Well, they're going above and beyond. When you go past 20 hours when you're working, you're going above and beyond. And that's a lot of them that I talk to, they care about the city of Lynn. Yeah. And they care about trying to get this stuff going. So as pissed off as we all are, I do commend our workers for stepping up for the city of Lynn. Does anyone else have any more questions? Councilor LaPierre.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. And I don't want to be piling on Andy, so I'm not going to do that. First, I'm going to offer you and commend you for being in the front payloader all day and night yesterday. You yourself, I understand, were out doing the most difficult areas that subcontractors may not know or know how to operate that type of equipment. So, and we've had this in the past. Trevitt Ave comes to mind, very difficult terrain to plow. So I commend you for that. My question is more about operationally turning toward our own internal enforcement of the subcontractors, the term chasers. Can you elaborate to us how the chasers are really bird dogging, for lack of a better term, their subcontractor routes? Because what I hear from residents predominantly is they're not putting the plow down. They're pushing the snow into my driveway. They're not listening. They're not following the route. They don't know our neighborhood. So that's what I think the chasers are to ensure, that these route subcontractor temporary workers, as we see them, know the areas, become part of the fabric of the community. If you know the Highlands, particularly Lookout Terrace, was a disaster this storm. I got more calls from 4 houses on Lookout Terrace than I did throughout the rest of the city. That's a problem. So when we identify as councilors the hot spots, so to speak, how does it go from us to, let's say, you or Lisa or George, to actually getting implemented on the ground to say, back to Councilor Paez's system of accountability, what are they responsible for, chasers with the route operators, to ensure that that route is done properly? That's what I would like you to focus on in my question.
Sure. Another good question. So like you said, the chasers, their job is to bird dog these contractors. And we used to use city employees to do this job, which is very helpful, because typically they have a vehicle. They know the routes. They know how the city works. We don't have as many as we used to. We have offered to pay them. The problem was, so we used to pay them their city hall rate. So if you had a fire chief, for example, chasing snowplows, he would be making lots of money.
Good money.
In order to be fiscally responsible, we curtailed that. And then, so now the chase, and it's also a union issue. You know, you're paying some temporary employee who's only in for 40 hours a year more than my guys per hour that work 36 hours in a snowstorm.
I get it.
So that's kind of how we landed there. In an effort to have better supervision on these folks, these contractors, we went back to, we will pay ISD employees, for example, their current rate. We will pay Lynn Water and Sewer Commission employees their current rate, in an effort to get people who are a little, not to say that chasers are not knowledgeable, but a lot of these people are more knowledgeable, I'll say.
Existing municipal or agency employees, we're using that approach now.
That's what we're trending towards. Yep.
Does anyone else have any questions? Councilor Net.
Andy, so for a storm like this, so actually how many plowers do you think that should have to plow our city? So like today, for example, should be clear by today. So how many plow you really need, and also how much do we need to spend to make sure that our city is clean by the next day or so?
So I'm gonna use the most recent storm as an example, if that works.
This storm, right?
Okay. So we have 100. Let's start with the trucks. We have 8 heavy trucks. We have had, the storm it's not over, but I'm going to refer to it in the past tense. Work. 8 heavy trucks, 3 machines. Machine would be a backhoe or a loader, something that you'd need to get to lookout terrace. 6 light trucks and 6 rental, we'll call them medium-size sander/plows. The men, I had 20 DPW employees, 3 emergency drivers, and 18 chasers. The 20 DPW number doesn't include the upper management, who are always present during snowstorms. And then we had 196 contract pieces, which is pretty good attendance. The total number of contracts we have signed on right now is in the neighborhood of 215. And there's typically 10% of them can't show up for whatever reason. The truck broke down, had a stomachache, whatever the issue may be. We've had turnout as low as 150 contractors for some of these storms, and that's obviously the more contractors you have, the better the job comes out, the quicker we can get back to normal.
So 150 is not quite enough.
That's correct. And so to combat that problem, we every year we plan for this sort of stuff year round, and we've been raising the rates. I would dare say that Lynn pays far better than all the surrounding communities.
Yeah.
Okay. And how much do you think we should spend to get all these contracts to commit to clean our street?
I'm sorry, say that again.
In terms of budget, how much do we need?
The budget. So for fiscal 26, which we're in right now, the total budgeted for snow and ice was $1.68 million.
Okay.
And we're about double that right now.
So how much do we pay them per hour, the subcontractor?
It depends on the size of the truck. I don't have the rate sheet in front of me, but I think if you had a Ford F550, like a typical landscaper dump truck, I think it's $190 an hour.
190.
Yeah.
Wow.
I'm not 100% on that, but it's
155, 190.
yeah.
$190 per hour.
That's correct. Yep.
Okay.
That includes a driver and fuel and.
Okay. That's include everything.
All inclusive, yep.
Okay, they pay for gas and everything, is that right?
Yes, they do. It's a,
Oh, no. Okay,
yep.
okay. Thank you.
Just quick follow-up, Mr. Chair.
Council up here.
Thank you. Andy, when you said 196 operators out there, that's excellent. However, 18 chases is not going to be enough to supervise 196 routes or people.
196 pieces of equipment.
Pieces of equipment.
Correct.
So of that supervision, I think that's where we have to make improvements, is on the chasers, because there just aren't a share enough of them that are able to bird dog the routes. If you only have 18 chases and over, even call it 150, 200 pieces of equipment total, there's 160 people that are going unsupervised, roughly? Is that right?
They're broken down into routes.
So one chaser can do multiple routes?
If he's good, and if it's
I have a gap here. I really do. I'm sensing. I'm a systems person. I want to see a system like we started out this meeting with that has accountability for our residents. They deserve that. When you're throwing out figures of 1.6 million that's budgeted, we're already eclipsing that by more than double. You said almost 3 million. We're short right now in that budget, right? That's a true statement. We are short this fiscal year because of all the snow. But how do we make sure that our residents, the taxpayers now, are getting the bang for that buck, that 1.6 million, 18 chases? You can have 300 plowers. If they're not being supervised properly, we have a problem. So I really want you to rethink around the chaser issue and we're missing something here, because the roads, I know it's a lot of snow, and I'm not going to go on. I said I don't want to pile up on you, but at the same time, everyone's getting the complaints. The other communities, I always say it, are down to blacktop. Everyone says it's a mystery. We don't know how Saugus does it, or Swampscott, or Revere, or Peabody, but the minute they go over our line, it's blacktop. Smaller communities, less of a budget, less personnel, I get it. They're able to do a lot with very little. But we've got to re-examine a system in place that eliminates or reduces the calls we get because of the system that's been set up this far. So I hope you'll take that back to your leadership and really work on the chaser element of the accountability and supervision of the subcontractor routes. Thank you.
Councilor,
Yeah, I'll be really quick. Andy, as a former chaser as well, these chases are now in rental cars, right, with four-wheel drive, because we don't have enough city trucks with plows on them. What are we doing to solve that issue? Because I knew when you mentioned how good the chaser was, back then I would do 3 routes, and I would have a plow truck, and I would stay out even longer to make sure my routes were done. But with that being said, they're in rental cars. So, to Mr. Lapierre's point, Council Lapierre's point, sometimes they can't even get into certain areas to go check on those streets because they're four-wheel drive vehicles for the rental car. What are we doing to address that? And my last question again is, are we really calcium? Are we using calcium?
yes.
And we're
Yep.
spraying the loads? Or is it coming in pre-treated, salt?
We spray the loads as they go in the trucks.
Spraying the loads.
Yep.
Yeah. So,
When appropriate. When appropriate.
yeah. So something to think about chaser vehicles and.
Yeah, it's a challenge. So in the past, we would keep vehicles that would pass their prime, and they would kind of sit out in the boneyard, and then the mechanics would spend countless hours getting these things ready for the chasers. We've done away with that system. It's far more efficient to auction off the old junkers, and we rent cars for the individual storms.
all right, final questions here from the chair, Andy. Last night, 12 a.m., we extended it to 6 a.m. How many vehicles and how many people do we have out there between 12 a.m. and 6 a.m. last night?
I don't have that information in front of me, but it wasn't a lot. Because what happens is, they started at they started at 7 p.m. on Sunday, right? And then at midnight we called in the plows, The plows plowed for 23 hours, and then we salted from 11 p.m. to 3 p.m. today. So that's a lot of hours, right? And everyone has, you know, we have some rock stars down there that can do extended shifts, but not everyone can do that. It's not safe. And, you know, I really appreciate the fact that my men know their limits and will go home when they have to get rest, because it's, and basically that's what happens at that tail end of the storm. We just run out of gas, we run out of resources, men, energy.
Well, we originally had a proposal out there to 12 a.m. and we pushed it all the way to 6 a.m., but then we're saying that there's nobody out there. And then, you know, I get up at 4 a.m. like I always do for work the next day, and I do a drive through my ward, and it's terrible. And phone calls started at 6 a.m. when people started hitting the schoolyards. They're pissed off, and they get the right to be, because there's no hiding from this. It's right on us. We're the people that are elected to represent them. We have people that are paid to do the job, people that are paid to run these departments, and that's why I opened it up by talking about a head coach. When I won, I celebrated that with my team. But when I lost, I took it on my chest. Go back to the Lynn item and read. I put it on me. Andy, you're the head coach of this here.
It's on me.
We need to get this right. Councilor Paez has a tracking system in place. We want to use it so the city councilors have a direct answer for our constituents. We want to answer the people. They voted us in, and we want to answer the people. I want to thank you for coming tonight. Motion.
All right.
Make a motion to adjourn.
Thanks for having me.
Thank you.
You want that? Good to see you.
Ordinance Subcommittee to come to order. Clerk Rowe, would you please call the roll?
Councilor LaPierre?
Present.
Present. Councilor Field?
Present.
Present. Councilor McLean? Absent. Councilor Net? Absent. Councilor Hogan?
Present.
Present.
They are here, if we can maybe find them. I did see them scurrying about. Okay, the agenda for this evening for our subcommittee deals with two proposed ordinances. We would like to have a discussion and/or set them down for a public hearing. We'll take up the first proposed ordinance, amending the ordinance relative to dogs and other animals in the city of Lynn. Attorney Lamanna, would you like to approach, please? If councilors have questions, could you give us a little background on this change?
So correct. I would
Proposed change.
Okay. I was contacted by the Lieutenant Hunter and the Animal Control Officer. We have not updated the fines for whether it's a leash law, whether it's violating the pooper scooper, whether dogs in parks, in many, many years, and it may be going back more than 10 or 15 years. It's not discouraging people. What they're saying is that they're laughing when they get a ticket. At their request, they asked an increase on the tickets, similar to what the Park Commission had done later last year. They were with that dogs in the parks. People were just letting dogs run around on baseball fields and ruin the park for little leagues. The second change involves chickens and bumblebees or honeybees. Our new zone ordinance has much different rules and regulations than the ordinances that are on the books. And at the recommendation of the city sanitarian, we want them both to coincide, that we don't have two sets of ordinances. Do you write a ticket for the ordinance or for the zone ordinance? You allowed more chickens under our zone ordinance than was allowed under the animal ordinance. So that's essentially the two changes that was requested by the police department and the city sanitarian. And this would be for a public hearing. I expect them, both departments, to be here to speak more thoroughly on what they're seeing on the ground.
Okay. What's the wish of the committee members? Council Field.
Can I ask a question before we make a motion?
Of course.
Okay. Attorney Lamanna, who, as far as the ordinance being set down for the dogs and other animals, who is allowed to enforce those leash laws and the poop laws and the dogs? Is it just the police department or ISD or who else? Who can enforce?
Currently, it's just the police department and the animal control officer.
Okay, so ISD cannot enforce that like they could litter, correct?
As far as issuing tickets to a dog owner, that's correct. We do have properties around the city where on the sidewalk there's dog feces, and ISD has been issuing tickets to the property managers. All property owners in the city of Lynn have a duty not only to shovel their sidewalks, but to maintain the gutters free of trash and dog feces. So ISD will not be issuing fines to the dog owners themselves, but if there's excessive dog waste in front of a particular piece of property, and I know ISD is monitoring a couple properties on Monroe and Oxford, they will take action, particularly in the summer months when there's an odor issue coming from that.
Okay, so we'll be able to, at a public hearing, the dog officer and maybe Lieutenant Hunter will be here to answer some of those questions as far as how much enforcement they anticipate. So if a property owner is trying to not get fined, and they have video proof of an offender, they're able to investigate and follow up, and they know it's probably not a high priority, but if they're the ones requesting the increased fine, maybe it is, or it becomes more.
Would you make a motion to that effect to have those enforcement agents at the public hearing?
Set these down for public hearing, and the stipulation that those that are requesting it are here to answer council questions.
Perfect. I see that as a motion. It's made by Councilor Field, seconded by Councilor Hogan. Discussion on the motion?
Yeah, I just want to.
Yes, back to you, Councilor Field.
I just want to say thank you to Attorney Lamanna for clarifying some of those questions that I had.
Perfect. All those in favor of the motion to set it down for public hearing signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? That motion carries. Next ordinance, I should say. Again, discussion and/or to set it down for public hearing. This is a proposed ordinance amending the ordinance regulating special event permits in the city of Lynn. Jim, you're still here.
So twice a month, particularly in the spring, summer months, we have a special event committee that goes over requests that's made up of some city councilors, representatives from ISD, representatives from parking, representatives from the mayor's office, city clerk, Terry Young, and we, in the police department, we examine requests for special events. And the ordinance that was passed several years ago that broke up and recognizes the difference between a block party where it's just for the neighborhood. So Jim Lamanna down on Breed Street can't show up to Tracy Ave and crash, theoretically, a block party. But there are certainly special events where the organizers want as many members of the public to come as they can, see the food truck festival we had down by the ocean that was very successful back in September. The ordinance was silent as far as fees, and there was a recommendation that we put a fee schedule in there that $250 per special event. If it's a non-profit, the fee is only $50, and the general consensus from everybody in the Special Events Committee from a week ago Wednesday was that the organizers of road races shouldn't have to pay a fee. So this is a request that's come from a joint committee made up of multiple departments, that this be a fee schedule that is inserted into the special event ordinance. It wasn't there before. And it'll give the city clerk's office, who takes these applications in, some guidance on what they should be charging and what they should be looking for. Is this a nonprofit? Is it not a nonprofit? And going from there. So again, this is just a set down from a public hearing. This is the unanimous recommendation of the Special Event Committee.
Okay, hearing that, questions, comments, motions, what subcommittee?
Down for public hearing.
Motion to send it down and seconded, Councilor Field and Councilor Hogan. Any further discussion or questions you have of this ordinance being set down? Hearing none. Okay, we have a motion made and seconded. All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? That motion carries. Set it down. Any other new business? Any old business? We're good on ordinance.
I have some new business. Excuse me. Yeah.
Oh.
Hello.
Councilor McLean.
Yes, thank you. Attorney Lamanna, I did reach out to you about an ordinance that provides guidance on triggers of a parking ban and snow removal ordinance. You did reply to my email, and I just wanted some clarification on how we can maybe get that ordinance reviewed or pushed forward.
So I'd be glad to. So there is an ordinance on the books right now that, going back a ways, it says the DPW commissioner has sole authority to call a snow emergency. As you can see from the item yesterday, there's normally a collaborative effort with a number of, I think the item referenced 20 people on a phone call this weekend. But per the ordinance, it's 20 people. Per the ordinance, the DPW commissioner solely can decide when to call it, when it ends. In 1999, the city council created a traffic commission. And part of the reason they created a traffic commission is the council was finding, at least that time, they were getting inundated. We need a four-way stop sign. We need resident parking only. We need parking one side of the street or not. And the council believed that there needed to be an independent body to make rules and regulations about traffic in the city of Lynn. So moving forward, the traffic commission would be the appropriate body to enact changes to, as I said, I think in an email earlier today, there's a little bit of a bar exam component to this. The Traffic Commission would be the body that should make those regulations. Earlier this winter, Jessica Chiappini and I had put together some draft regulations I think I shared with some of the councilors. That being said, when the council created this ordinance in 1999, creating the Traffic Commission, they kept two important powers. One is that they could submit something to the Traffic Commission saying, I want a public hearing on this ordinance and this regulation as enacted. And the Traffic Commission would be required to hold that public hearing. They would not be required to enact it, but they would be required to have a public hearing on that. So I think that would be the next appropriate step. I have looked at Council McLean's suggestions, and I think a lot of them are worthwhile. I don't know if you want to necessarily go, and I think I don't go on the snow call. So whether they have, and as I said in the email talking to the former DPW Commissioner Mike Donovan today, 3 inches in April is going to melt real quick. 3 inches in the dead of January is going to freeze. So you may want to keep some leeway there, but as far as letting the public know, we in the law department get complaints. I was told the snow emergency ended at 6, but that text message I got didn't say my car had to be out by blank. Now, additional complication in this, there was a lot of confusion about, is there an ordinance on the books? There is no ordinance on the books that says the cars have to be out by blank amount of times. And for the longest time, the city of Lynn, and this is probably going up to Mayor maybe Clancy, but definitely Mayor Kennedy, because I remember one interesting snowstorm that we had where chains were being cut around the city. The school committee has adopted policies. They have jurisdiction over all 20-plus schools in the city of Lynn. And they have policies that what happens if the snow emergency happens after 9 o'clock. Again, it's the DPW commissioner that makes that call, not the superintendent, not the principal. And they have a policy that the cars have to be out of the schoolyards within 2 hours. Now, whether that's appropriate or not, that's something that probably should be revisited by the school department, the council, the traffic commission, off-street parking, who has 3 lots, Buffum, Andrew, and School Street. Everyone should have the same rules and regulations. It shouldn't be you get towed at 2 o'clock at Brickett, after 2 hours at Brickett, but if it's a Johnson Street lot. Now, the council does have some jurisdiction over some lots, and those lots are Johnson Street, City Hall, and the Wyoma Square lot. And those 3 lots, the council could absolutely say it's got to be 2 hours. I think Councilor McLean, her suggestion to start the dialogue was 4 hours. All of these things, could be worked out and discussed, the logistics of that. But I would strongly recommend, just in the interest of good government, that it should be uniform across the board. But that would be the step. It wouldn't be an ordinance. No, let me back up. It would be the ordinance committee, this committee, submitting a draft to the traffic commission saying we are requesting a public hearing on this submission. And they'll have a public hearing. They can adopt it in its entirety. It wouldn't be binding necessarily in the school department, so hopefully there'd be some collaboration with the school department to get it right. And I think there's no question there's confusion, because we get the people coming in saying, I don't have enough, $190 to get it out of the tow yard, and I wasn't told. And I think we all could do a better job on that.
All right. Do you have any follow-up?
No, I just want to thank you for stating all of that for the record to make sure people can understand how this is going to go forward and how we can work with other bodies to make sure that, we are all on the same page going forward. Thank you.
So procedurally, I'm just stating as the chair of this committee, it would be appropriate for someone to make a motion to what Attorney Lamanna is stating around a request for public hearing over to the Traffic Commission to take up these potential changes. So. But I think the advice you have given is to make sure we reach out across the way to the school department as well, so we get on the same page with everything. Councilor Hogan.
Yes, we just had a Public Works Commission committee meeting, and I just discussed this with Andy Hall. The school committee does have a policy in place. We got to that there. DPW has a procedure. We set ordinances on the city council. So I said we should all get together and we should have something universal across, just so we're all on the same page, and he agreed to that there, and we'll also talk to the mayor, and we'll get everything in place, and we'll make sure we get this right, and Councilman McLean is absolutely right, and thank you, Attorney Lamanna, for clarifying everything. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Exactly, and I just correct Attorney Lamanna on one thing. It was Mike Donovan, former ISD director, not DPW commissioner.
No, he was a former DPW commissioner.
Oh, I'm sorry, I stand corrected.
Right.
You're going back in the Wayback Machine then.
Yeah, we're going way, we started in 97.
I stand corrected.
Yeah.
Goes way back to that time. Okay, thank you, Attorney Lamanna. Any other, we're going to do a motion on that tonight, or you?
I think we have to draft
We have to draft something
communication
first.
with those other bodies.
So don't proceed with the request for even public hearing right now.
I think
Not
the
yet.
recommendation of the
We need a little more time.
assistance, we have to meet with those
It's fine.
bodies to have
It's fine.
something
We meet twice in March, so it's fine.
to give to the traffic commission.
It's fine by me. Any other questions, comments on this ordinance? Motion to set it down, we already did, correct? Yep. We got motions made, approved. That was under new business?
Yep.
Motion to adjourn.
Motion adjourned.
Thank you.
presiding over today's February 24th public comment session. At this time, Madam Clerk, may you please read the rules?
Okay. Under the provisions of Chapter 43, Section 98 of the General Laws, individuals and employees of the city shall have reasonable opportunity to be heard at the second meeting of the month, generally the fourth Tuesday of the month, except in July and August, of the Lynn City Council in regards to any matter, regardless of whether such matter is on the council agenda. The public comment period shall commence at 5:45 p.m. Each speaker shall be limited to their comments to no more than 3 minutes. No more than 5 speakers shall be permitted to speak during the public comment period unless this rule is waived by the majority of the full City Council. An individual may sign up to speak before the City Council online via the city's website. If there are still available speaking spots at the time, an in-person sign-up sheet will be available in the council chamber on the day of public comment. The individual should indicate their name, address, and the subject that they are planning to address. Individuals will be heard in the order that they signed up. Once 5 speakers have signed up for a particular meeting, no further requests to speak will be accepted. Public comment is limited to Lynn residents, and unless rules are suspended, please note that these rules do not apply to public hearings, which are governed by state law. Public testimony is not a public hearing or a question and answer period. An individual may request the assistance of an interpreter when they sign up to speak. Residents who are unable to attend a meeting due to disability may sign up at any one of the 5 speakers for public comment and forward their comments via email or regular mail to publiccomment@lynnma.gov. Their communication shall be read during public comment time as if the person were present at the meeting. Please note that the written statements must fall within 120 seconds. Speakers must always remain within the bounds of decorum. Individuals will be allowed to deliver their address without interruption. During any public comment period, there shall be no direct reply to the speaker or comment from council members or from city-appointed officials. The City Council will rotate who shall preside over the public period as chairperson. No one shall delay, disrupt, or interrupt the City Council proceedings, and the public comment period should be conducted in an orderly and peaceable manner. No person in attendance shall disrupt or interrupt any person who is speaking during the public comment period. No speaker shall physically threaten any elected or appointed city official or member of the audience. No individual is permitted to speak at successive public comment meetings to ensure their voices as many residents are heard. Please note, Mass General Law, Chapter 30A, Section 20G, no person shall address a meeting or a public body without permission of the chair, and all persons shall, at the request of the chair, be silent. No person shall disrupt the proceedings of a meeting or a public body. If after clear warning from the chair the person continues to disrupt the proceedings, the chair may order the person to withdraw from the meeting, and if the person does not withdraw, the chair may authorize a constable or other officer to remove the person from the meeting.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. I'd like to call the first speaker to the podium. Michelle, please state your name and address for the record.
Good evening. My name is Michelle Lapoetica Richardson. I am the Poet Laureate of the city. I live on 54 Nahant Street, and I am here today grateful for the opportunity to address y'all. I thought we had 5 minutes, but let me make it quick. So I come here to speak today about the snow. I have a lot to say, and I'm going to try to say it as soon as possible. I did some fact checking and some data checking, so roll with me. Good evening. I want to talk about snow, but more importantly, I want to talk about how we organize ourselves as a city. Lynn is a city of over 100,000 residents. We manage approximately 1,300 public roadways spanning more than 160 miles of paved surface within just over 10 square miles of land. That's dense and it's complicated, I get it. Our Department of Public Works is responsible for that, for parks and cemetery, trash pickup in those parks and cemeteries, and other things in our community. For snow operations, there are, we heard Andy say, I think there were 30 or 33 plowing positions. We hire way too many outside people, and we give them way too much money that could be spent here. I'm going to try to stick to script. Here's the hard truth. They don't live here. They don't walk our sidewalks after the storm, and they don't check on our elderly residents after it's snowed. They do their job and they leave, and they do their job is in quotes, and it's alleged because we see the streets as they are. So instead of exporting opportunity, why are we not circulating it locally? If we are going to offer incentives, give it the incentives to us, tax breaks, permit breaks, whatever it may be. Build a local snow response network, partner with Lynn-based car dealerships to help residents acquire plow-capable vehicles to help in the city. With proper insurance requirements and liability, Mr. Lamanna could handle all that. Create a vetted city-approved roster of local responders. Give local businesses and organizations incentives to participate in tax incentives, preferred vendor status, public recognition, whatever. Keep the money here. And beyond contracts and equipment, activate structured community teams, some neighborhood-based snow teams coordinated by the city or the respective council members. Lynn already has a summer youth work program. Why not have a winter youth work program where these kids are paid to go out there and plow the sidewalks and help elderly residents that report themselves as unable to do so? Create sign-up systems, provide stipends. There's a whole bunch of things that we can do. Workforce development in our city is part of community care. So why not keep the money here? I've seen plows driving up and down these streets at all hours of the day and night with their plows up. We have no way of distinguishing which ones belong to us, which ones are outside. There's no light. Is that my time?
It is.
Okay.
Thank you very much. I appreciate that. Thank you.
That's music.
Would like to call the next speaker.
Could I just make a point of information? If she'd like to submit that as written testimony, her full, could we accept that as well?
Absolutely.
Absolutely. The rest
Yes,
of
absolutely.
Thank you, Council Chair.
Good catch, man.
Would like to call the next speaker up, Ms. Dispenza. Despina, my apologies. Please state your name and address for the record.
My name is Despina Raftelis, and I live at 104 Ocean Street in Lynn. I've been lived there for 27 years, and I've been having problems with the plows and the snow removal. My street has been plowed 6 feet out in the street. I have a disabled husband with a handicap plate pole in front of my house. I've been had to hire plows and snow blowers to move my snow from my area. I had talked with the plow drivers several times. They are under the influence of alcohol, and they are under the influence of high as a kite. And I mentioned to them, and I even called down to the city hall here before several times, talked with the mayor's office, and said to them, you need to start drug testing your workers because they are not doing a job. They ride around with their snow plows up in the air. They don't do their job. They are sitting on the side of the road. The snowbanks right now are out in the middle of the street. They should have let the snow ban stay on for longer today where there was no school today, and they should have condensed a little bit of the snowbanks. I understand right now they said they are short on funding. We haven't had no snow really since 2022 to 2026, a little bit here and there. Where is all that funding went now? Where is it? And then the roads are all covered with potholes. You could put your car in one of the potholes. They minimally fix the streets. And then another thing with their nuisance with the dog stuff. I had dogs that was pooping all over my sidewalk. I had confronted the people. I had them on camera. I followed them back to their house, and I put their poop right back on their sidewalk. I am not dealing with it. They need to do something about that also. But my situation is the plow situation. That's 6 feet out in the street every time you turn around. And I also have a guy that lives 2 doors over from me. He drives a backhoe. I guess he owns it. And every time I put my stuff and I get the plow and I get my snow blowers and everybody paying them out my pocket, and I don't even own it, I rent. He takes the snow and he puts it back in my spot. And that guy's name is Bob, and I don't know who he's in reference to. I don't know if he works for the DPW, but he has a backhoe and he does it all the time. He challenges my plow drivers and everything. My thing is they need to do a better job, put a tracker on their plow trucks, making sure they're doing their job. They need to GPS them to see where they're located at the time. They don't ride around the street with the plows up in the air. We don't know who's what and who's who. But the job needs to get done in a better way. Right now, all the parks are all empty. They should be taking some of that snow, putting it in trucks, and dumping them in the playgrounds right now that are not being used because they can't put them at the beach. Boston has 8 snow lots that's being used. Marblehead has 6 snow lots being used. What does Lynn have? Do you not care for your city that you live in? You know, we're residents. We pay taxes. Where does all our money go? We pay excise taxes. Where's that going? You said you got a fiscal budget. You haven't had no snow for 4 years. Where did all that money go? Does it should be calculated back into the 2026 snow that we just got?
Thank you very much. I
Thank
appreciate
you.
Your time is up. Thank you. There were no other speakers that signed up to speak tonight, so that will conclude today's public hearing session. Thank you all.
Good evening tonight. It's February 24, 2026, our fourth regular meeting for this year and the second for this month. I just want the public to know that Councilor Natasha Medji Madri is on her scheduled vacation this week. She is celebrating her 50th birthday somewhere warmer. From all of us, happy birthday, Councilor Natasha. And before I will ask her for a roll call, I just want to experience this moment, this positivity, this energy, because I just want to absorb this moment, because Madam Clerk, tonight is your last night as our clerk. It's very emotional, and we have a lot of beautiful moments together. But for the last time, give us your roll call.
Okay. Councilor Avery.
Present.
Present Council Field.
Present, Madam
Present
Clerk.
Council Hogan.
Present.
Present Council LaPierre.
Present.
Present Council Matul.
Present.
Present Council McLean.
Present.
Present Council Meany.
Present.
Present Council Meji Madre absent. Council Net.
Present.
Present Council Paez.
Present.
Present Council Allensburg.
Present.
Present.
Okay, can we all rise for a moment of silence and pledge of allegiance?
Council President would like to remember the Rooney family, the recent passing of Frank Rooney.
Thank you, Councilor Avery.
Also, Council President, the family of Priscilla McDonald.
Thank you, Councilor LaPierre.
Mr. President, I have a few names to read.
ahead.
In memoriam from the GAR, the Gosselin family, also the Bransfield family, the Blago family, Cornpalis family, mother of Mary Jules and the Mannion family, and the mother of the Thibault Dulong family.
Thank you, Councilor Field. Anyone? Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Accept minutes of our February 10, 2026.
Motion to accept.
Motion made by Councilor Field, second by
Seconded.
Councilor Avery. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? The ayes have it. All right. Do we have any communications,
We
Madam
have
Clerk?
no communications.
All right. Any public hearing, Madam Clerk?
We have a
Please read
petition.
the first one.
We have the petition of Demas Messiel de Leon and Ronald DeLeon of 48 River Street to allow the transfer of a Class II dealer license from Marion Street Auto Sales to 19 Camden Street.
Is there anybody here who wishes to speak in favor? In favor, go ahead, approach the podium. Please state your name, address for the record, please.
Hello, I'm Dimas De Leon's son, Ronald De Leon, one of the owners of Thibodeau Auto Body. I've been living in Lynn my whole life. I live at 48 River Street.
Okay, just take your seat. We'll continue public hearing, okay? If there's questions from the councilors, we'll grab you back. Anybody here wish to speak in favor? In favor? In favor? Seeing none, the part of the hearing is closed. Anybody here wish to speak in opposition? 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 Seeing none, the part of the hearing is closed. What's any questions from the council?
Council President, through you, I met with these petitioners and their attorney at their location. They happen to be Ward 7 residents. They're direct abutters of this location for their residents as well. They already have another business there. It was very clean. No residents called, no concerns. I wish them best of luck, and it's good to see young entrepreneurs expanding their business and growing down in that area. And, and I wish them the best of luck. I'll make a motion to approve.
Any second? Second.
Well, sorry, with stipulations. And Madam Clerk, do I read that? The general stipulations.
I don't think I've read.
You can read.
I'll read it. Hours of operation must be listed on door. No working on cars outside of the building, and no dismantling of cars. No ties or car parts around the building. No working on cars on the adjacent properties. No leasing of the bays. And not open on Sundays, it says. Thank you.
Did you hear that? That will be updated in your permit as well. So there's a motion. Any second?
Second.
Same Councilor Field. What's the wish of the council?
Discussion.
Question. Go ahead. Sorry.
Discussion. I also spoke to the party's attorney earlier today. Couldn't be here for a private family commitment, but he asked if we had any questions at all to, and I was comfortable being chair of licensing as well.
Good.
Thank you.
Thank you, Councilor Field. Let's do a roll call for this one.
Councilor Avery?
Yes.
Yes. Councilor Field?
Yes.
Yes. Councilor Hogan?
Yes.
Yes. Councilor LaPierre?
Yes.
Yes. Councilor Matul?
Yes.
Yes. Councilor McLean?
Yes.
Yes. Councilor Meany?
Yes.
Yes. Councilor Mejimadri absent. Councilor Net?
Yes.
Yes. Councilor Paez?
Yes.
Yes. Councilor Alansag?
Yes.
Yes.
Congratulations. What's the second public hearing, Madam Clerk?
Here we have petition of Good Chemistry of Massachusetts located at 696 Western Ave for a sign permit.
Is there anybody here who wish to speak in favor? In favor? Anybody here wish to speak in favor? Okay.
No,
So can you, are you here to speak in favor or no? No, I'm sorry. Oh, okay. We are all like waiting.
Another business.
All right. Anybody here wish to speak in favor? Seeing none, anybody here wish to speak in opposition? 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 Seeing none, the part of the hearing is closed. Councilor Hogan, this is in your ward.
Yes, this is Good Chemistry. They've been in business for a little while there. I reviewed the sign permit, and it's not going to be a big issue, so I got no opposition from the residents, so I'll make a motion to approve.
Second.
Second by Councilor LaPierre. Let's do a roll call.
Councilor Avery?
Absent.
Absent. Councilor Field?
Yes.
Yes. Councilor Hogan?
Yes.
Yes. Councilor LaPierre?
Yes.
Yes. Councilor Matul?
Yes.
Yes. Councilor McLean?
Yes.
Yes. Councilor Meany?
Yes.
Yes. Councilor Mejimadri absent. Councilor Net?
Yes.
Yes. Councilor Paez?
Yes.
Yes. Councilor Alansag?
Yes.
Yes.
Granted. Third public hearing, Madam Clerk.
Petition of Mark Newman of Brixmore SPE2 LLC for a sign permit at 1-51 State Street.
Let's open this for public hearing. Anybody here wish to speak in favor? In favor? Please approach the podium. Podium, name and address for the record, please.
Good evening, Mr. Chairman, members of the board. My name's Lisa McGloin. I'm the attorney for the petitioner, and he apologizes. He's been here for many of the hearings, including the ZBA meeting. He's stuck in New York due to the weather. This is the building on State Street that has Lynn Marketplace in it. We're just seeking to have the existing pylon sign moved as a result of the construction of a new outhouse building that has been approved by the ZBA to within the new area in which we're developing. It means it's going to be relocating it from the Market Street side of the street to the State Street side of the street. It'll still meet the setback as far as it'll be more than 10 feet back, but it's really just relocating the existing pylon sign. The hope is sometime down the road to do a newer sign, but for right now, costs are prohibitive of that at the moment, given the fact that the project has taken on a little bit more expense than anticipated. So it's essentially the exact same existing sign that is on the corner of Market Street and State Street being moved from the Market Street side to the State Street side.
Thank you. We'll continue public hearing. Anybody here wish to speak in favor? Name and address, please.
Calvin Anderson, 12 Concord Street. Now, I'm familiar with this project, and I spoke up, gave some input during the ZBA phase of this for the project. And I hope downtown's going to be, people are understanding that this is going to transform a major corner downtown. And I just want to give you a little background. Watch this space, because there's going to be some interesting stuff happening to really activate this corner. And I see the site plan, and I see where the sign's going to be. And if you notice, there's going to be some open space and some parks, benches around and things like that. It's going to soften the corner, make it more pedestrian and multi-use friendly. So yes, let's have her move the sign and upgrade the logos and things as they build the new building.
Thank you, Calvin. Anybody wish to speak in favor? Seeing none, the part of the hearing is closed. Anybody wish to speak in opposition? 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 Seeing none, the part of the hearing is closed. What is the wish of the council? Councilor Paez?
So I had the pleasure of seeing it during my time at the ZBA, and it's really exciting to see that project move forward. Kind of as Calvin had mentioned, it is an opportunity to bring in more businesses into our downtown area, and they've been pretty collaborative in terms of figuring out what that space is going to look like. The moving of the sign, I think, makes sense for us. It's even going to be around some more green area, which will beautify that spot as well.
Thank you. Any questions from the council? What is the wish, council?
Motion to approve.
Second.
Second by Councilor Hogan. Let's do a roll call for Councilor Paez. Madam Clerk.
Councilor Avery?
Yes.
Yes. Councilor Field?
Yes.
Yes. Councilor Hogan?
Yes.
Yes. Councilor LaPierre?
Yes.
Yes. Councilor Matul?
Yes.
Yes. Councilor McLean?
Yes.
Yes. Councilor Meany?
Yes.
Yes. Councilor Meji Madre, absent. Councilor Net?
Yes.
Yes. Councilor Paez?
Yes.
Yes. And Councilor Alonsod?
Yes, granted. Thank you. All right. Please read public hearing to be set down, Madam Clerk.
Okay, we have a petition for fiesta shows for carnivals on the following dates for the Lynn Fireworks Fund. April 2 through 22, June 8 through 14, July 30th through August 9th, and September 8th through the 13th in 2026. Hours of operation will be on the weekdays 5 to 10:30 p.m. and Saturday and Sunday 1 p.m. to 10:30. And that's in Councilor Avery's ward.
I make a motion to set down.
Set down.
Second that.
Second by Councilor Field. Do you have a second? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? The ayes have it. Committee reports. Ways and Means Committee. Councilor Hongnet.
Yes, Mr. President, all unanimous vote of the committee, I make a motion to approve.
Motion to approve.
Yeah.
Second.
Second.
Second by Councilor Field. Can you please read the transfers, Madam Clerk?
Okay, we have transfers that were laid over from February 10th. We have $45,756 to the election payroll, $38,585 to police expense, $34,400 to the care of dogs, $15,396.99 to DPW. A new transfer, $125,714.05 from the reserve to various departments to fund personal and sick buyback. $250,000 to community development for the FY27 summer jobs, $75,000 to community development for restorations of High Rock Cottage, $50,032.64 to the Health Department for the Senior Center Grant Program, $15,000 to the Planning Department for the FY25 Lynn Cultural Council Annual Grant Award. And we have one order pursuant to Mass General Law, Chapter 44, Section 53A. The Lynn Public Library accepts a gift from PJM Library, Inc. in the amount of $60,000. The principal purpose of this nonprofit corporation will be to promote the services provided by the Lynn Public Library to the community, to help improve library facilities and resources, and to raise funds for these purposes through public support.
Any discussions from the council? Roll call. Oh, sorry, Councilor Field.
Thank you, Mr. President. I just want to say thank you to PJM Library, Inc. for the generous donation.
Thank you. Any other discussion? Roll call.
Councilor Avery?
Yes.
Yes. Councilor Field?
Yes.
Yes. Councilor Hogan?
Yes.
Yes. Councilor LaPierre?
Yes.
Yes. Councilor Matul?
Yes.
Yes. Councilor McLean?
Yes.
Yes. Councilor Meany?
Yes.
Yes. Councilor Mejimadi absent. Councilor Net?
Yes.
Yes. Councilor Paez?
Yes.
Yes. Councilor Alonsog?
Yes. Do we have any emergency, council?
Yes, we have one emergency voted by the committee on transfer. I make a motion to approve.
Mr. Approve, second.
Second.
Second. Roll call, please.
Councilor Avery?
Yes.
Yes. Councilor Field?
Yes.
Yes. Councilor Hogan?
Yes.
Yes. Councilor LaPierre?
Yes.
Yes. Councilor Matul?
Yes.
Yes. Councilor McLean?
Yes.
Yes. Councilor Meany? Yes. Councilor Mejimadi absent. Councilor Net?
Yes.
Yes. Councilor Paez?
Yes.
Yes. Councilor Alonsog?
Yes. Any other business, councilor? That's it. Good job. Thank you. Licensing Committee, Councilor Brian Field.
Thank you, Mr. President. We have a unanimous vote by our licensing committee. I make a motion to approve that.
Seconded.
Second, Councilor Avery, say aye.
Aye.
The ayes have it. Any other business, Councilor Field?
None.
No. Committee and Ordinance, Councilor Brian LaPierre.
Thank you, Mr. President. Two ordinances to be set down for public hearing. One was a proposed ordinance amending the ordinance relative to dogs and other animals in the city of Lynn. The second was a proposed ordinance amending the ordinance regulating special event permits in the city of Lynn. Both were adopted unanimously and heading down for public hearing.
Thank you, Councilor LaPierre. Now I think it's yours again, Personal Committee.
Yes, unanimous vote of the subcommittee for the appointment of our new city clerk and chief of election position. The name of James Lamanna is being submitted to this council.
We are going to have a vote for Attorney Lamanna. Roll call, please, Madam Clerk.
Councilor Avery?
Yes.
Name vote, please. Sorry.
James Lamanna.
Lamanna. Councilor Field?
Attorney James Lamanna.
Lamanna. Councilor Hogan?
James P. Lamanna.
Lamanna. Councilor LaPierre?
James P. Lamanna.
Lamanna. Councilor Matul?
James P. Lamanna.
Lamanna. Councilor McLean?
James P. Lamanna.
Lamanna. Councilor Meany? Attorney Lamanna. Councilor Mejimadri, absent. Councilor Net?
James Lamanna.
Lamanna. Councilor Paez?
James Lamanna.
Lamanna. And Councilor Alonsog?
James Lamanna. Congratulations, Attorney Lamanna. Can you...
I do want to thank the council for the confidence they have in me. I'm looking forward to working with you in a new role. I got to thank, I've learned from three of the best city clerks, the late Robert Furlong, Mary Audley, and Janet Rowe. I'm going to miss working with her, and I'd be remiss if I did not mention Terry Young. I want to thank in my prior role, late Mike Barry, Rick Vitale, and George Markopoulos. I'd have to thank my mother, Joanne Lamanna, my father, Paul Lamanna, the late Paul Lamanna. And if you know, you know, I have to thank St. Janine, my wife. So thank you all again.
Congratulations, Attorney Lamanna. Looking forward to work with you. There'll be a lot of meetings and a lot of sleepless nights, conversations, and plans for the future. So good luck to you and to us. Any other business, Councilor LaPierre? That's it?
Nothing under personnel, no, Mr. President.
Thank you. Committee on Public Works, Councilor Fred Hogan.
Yes, Council President. We had Commissioner Andrew Hall before the committee tonight, and we just updated the recent storms that we had, and We let them know that we were not pleased, our constituents are not pleased, and we addressed another thing that Councilor Paez and Councilor Avery worked on, a spreadsheet form that will submit our streets to DPW. They will check off the streets and tell us if they're completed or not, so we can refer that back to the committee, not just saying that we're on the list. We've been tired of hearing that we're on the list for too long. So I want to thank our two new councilors for coming up with a new solution to bring this council and the DPW up to speed. So thank you both for that.
My neighbors.
Thank you for the committee as well. And I know it's been very challenging for us, especially councilors. I always say we are the first line of defense, so which means all the attacks, the questions go straight to us. And I always tell people this over and over again, as long as we tell them straightforward, we tell them the truth, we tell them whatever needs to be announced, then we will be fine. They could attack us, and that's okay. That's our job as public servants. I know we have conversation with the mayor that after all this done, we need to sit down, because year after year, I've been councilor for 4 years, councilor up here for 10 years, councilor Hangmet probably 12 years. This is the same issue. We talk about this over and over again every storm. So there is a problem there. So we need to sit down. The mayor's team could not do this alone. They need us. We cannot do this alone. They need us. So more on that after once this craziness is over. Any other business, Councilor Hogan, Council Vice President?
Nope, no more business.
Do we have new business, Madam Clerk?
We have a discussion regarding Water and Sewer Commissioner City Council appointments, public hearing on appeal of suspensions. I wish you have 2 letters.
Yeah, not yet.
Okay.
On January 27, 2026, with a vote of 9-2, the Lynn City Council voted to send preliminary notices of removal from the Lynn Water and Sewer Commission pursuant to Section 3-7D and Section 6-6 of the Lynn City Charter to Richard Colucci and Vincent Lozzi Jr. Pursuant to the Lynn City Charter, Mr. Colucci and Mr. Lozzi had 10 business days to request a hearing before the Lynn City Council to contest the allegations contained in the preliminary notice of removal. Both Mr. Colucci and Mr. Lozzi were served in hand by members of the Lynn Police Department on February 4, 2026. Mr. Colucci and Mr. Lozzi provided written responses on February 17, 2026. I would ask Madam Clerk Janet Rowe to read Mr. Colucci's letter into the record.
To the Lynn City Council, from Richard Colucci, former Ward 4 Councilor and LWSC Commissioner. I have chosen not to attend the hearing, as 9 of you have already decided my fate on Sunday, January 18th, when I heard from a third party that steps were being taken to remove me as a Lynn Water and Sewer Commissioner, and then again formally on Tuesday, January 27th, at the Lynn Council meeting. These 9 votes were pledged long before I had an opportunity to make my case. This is how Council President Alan Sugg went about seeking my removal and expulsion from the Lynn Water and Sewer Commission without due process. I want to personally thank Council Field and LaPierre for their unwavering support. As for the others that were pressured to vote me out without hearing my side of the story, I'm disappointed. In 32 years as a City Councilor and approximately 7 as a Lynn Water and Sewer Commissioner, I conducted myself professionally and ethically and never received an ethics violation or complaint. I believe that I did nothing wrong with my vote to change the chairperson of the Lynn Water and Sewer Commission. I have moved on from this chapter and turning the page. It is my hope that President Alan Sugg does the same. I request that this communication be read into the record by Clerk Rowe at the time this issue was discussed. Thank you.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. I would like to take this opportunity to respond to some of the allegations contained in Mr. Colucci's February 17, 2026 letter, in which he declines to exercise his right to timely appeal the preliminary notice of removal. Mr. Colucci's claim that I, as Council President, went about seeking his removal and expulsion from the Lynn Water Sewer Commission without due process is completely false and inaccurate. Mr. Colucci received a preliminary notice of removal as a member of the Lynn Water Sewer Commission as provided by the terms of the Lynn City Charter. Mr. Colucci possesses statutory right to request a full hearing before the Lynn City Council to present evidence, cross-examine witnesses, and provide his own testimony while being represented by legal counsel. The City Council, in turn, would be able to present evidence, call witnesses, submit documentary evidence, which likely would have included subpoenaed cell phone records and text messages to various city officials and commission members and representatives from Mr. Colucci. Following a full and fair public hearing, where both sides are permitted to present evidence and oral testimony of relevant witnesses, the Lynn City Council, sitting as a fact finder, would render an opinion as to whether the evidence presented warranted the removal of Mr. Colucci from his position as a member of the Lynn Water Sewer Commission. On February 17, 2026, Mr. Colucci submitted a letter to the City Council where he chose to waive his legally guaranteed right to a hearing. Let me repeat that. He waived that right to a hearing. I have been informed today that Mr. Colucci has engaged an attorney who has requested the City Council expand the time in which he may request a hearing on the preliminary notice of removal. I have spoken with the City Solicitor's Office and have been informed that the City Charter provides no mechanism for the Council to expand the statutorily permitted time for Mr. Colucci to request a hearing before the City Council. Section 3-7D3 states, if at the expiration of 10 days following the adoption of said resolution, the affected officer has not requested a public hearing concerning the proposed removal, the preliminary resolution shall be deemed to be final. Mr. Colucci's preliminary notice of removal thus became final as of 8 p.m. February 17, 2026. Mr. Colucci's timely February 17, 2026 letter indicated that he was moving on from his chapter and turning the page. As president of the Lynn City Council, I will say that I too have moved on from this chapter and have turned the page. I wish to thank Mr. Colucci for his many years of service to the City of Lynn. I will miss his strawberry every month that he sends to me and wish him well in the future. I will now entertain a motion to accept Mr. Colucci's February 17, 2026 letter deciding to appeal his preliminary notice of removal into the files of the Lynn City Council.
I hereby make a motion to accept Mr. Colucci's February 17, 2026 letter, where he declines to exercise his right to request a public hearing as provided in Section 3-7D of the Lynn City Charter.
Thank you, Councilor Hogan. Any second with that?
Second.
Second, Councilor McLean. Roll call, please, Madam Clerk.
Counsel Avery?
Yes.
Yes. Counsel Field?
Yes.
Yes. Counsel Hogan?
Yes.
Yes. Counsel LaPierre?
No.
Counsel Matul?
Yes.
Yes. Counsel McLean?
Yes.
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 Counsel Amini? Abstain. Counsellor Mejimaji is absent. Counsel Net?
Yes.
Yes. Counsel Paez?
Yes.
Yes. Counsel Ansog?
Yes.
Yes.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. I would also at this time also entertain a motion to post the vacancy for the position on the Lynn Water Sewer Commission starting tomorrow. We will have a poster, and we'll ask the public to apply for this position. Any motion?
I
Councilor
hereby
Hogan.
make a motion to post a vacancy for the Lynn City Council appointment to the Lynn Water and Sewer Commission.
Thank you, Councilor Hogan. Any second?
Seconded.
Second. Roll call, please, Madam Clerk.
Counsellor Allensug?
Yes.
Yes. Oops, I got the wrong.
That's okay.
Okay.
Yeah, no, you're used to it.
Nope. Counsel Avery?
Yes.
Yes. Counsel Field?
Yes.
Yes. Counsel Hogan?
Yes.
Yes. Counsel LaPierre?
No.
No. Counsellor Matul?
Yes.
Yes. Counsel McLean?
Yes.
Yes. Counsel Meany? Abstain. Counsellor Mejimadri absent. Counsel Net?
Yes.
Yes. Counsel Paez?
Yes.
Yes. Counsel Allensug?
Yes. Thank you, Madam Clerk. Now, this new application will go to Councilor Natasha's committee, which is transparent and will be deemed live. So anybody who would like to apply will be interviewed live through Lynn Community Television. The city did receive a timely request for a public hearing from Mr. Vincent Lozzi Jr. on February 17, 2026 is provided by Section 3-7D and Section 6-6 of the Lynn City Council. This afternoon, the city received a second correspondence from Mr. Losey. Madam Clerk, Janet Rowe, I would ask that this correspondence be read into the record.
The February 24th, right?
February 24th, February 24th, 2026.
All right, dear council members, I am writing to express my sincere appreciation for the opportunity to serve on the Lynn Water and Sewer Commission. I am proud of the many accomplishments and the progress we as a commission have made in furtherance of this mission. In anticipation and acknowledgement of my term ending on June 30th, 2026, I wish to inform the council that I will not seek reappointment as a commissioner, nor will I accept reappointment if it is offered. I hope this notice provides the council with ample time to identify and appoint a successor who is equally dedicated to serving the residents of Lynn. I look forward to spending more time with my family and continuing to enjoy our community. Respectfully, Vinnie Losey, Jr.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. Pursuant to Section 3-7D, Mr. Losey, having submitted a timely appeal of the preliminary notice of removal, is entitled to a full evidentiary hearing before the Lynn City Council. This afternoon's letter from Mr. Losey confirms that Mr. Losey only will be a member of the Lynn Water Sewer Commission for a total of 4 more meetings prior to his expiration of his term. Mr. Losey's correspondence indicates that he has no intention of seeking or accepting, if offered, a reappointment to the Lynn Water Sewer Commission. Having spoken with the City Solicitor's Office, it is quite possible that this matter could remain in active litigations depending upon the outcome of the public hearing and the preliminary notice of removal. Should that be the case, the Lynn City Council could be enjoined from having a full complement of its appointees to the Commission for the remainder of Mr. Losey's term. In light of Mr. Losey's acknowledgement that his term will expire on June 30th, 2026, and his statement that he will not seek to be reinstated to the Lynn Water Sewer Commission beyond this present term, I would entertain a motion to rescind the notice of preliminary notice of removal issued to Mr. Losey. Any motion? Councilor Hogan.
Mr. Losey's letter dated today, February 24th, 2026, where he acknowledges his appointment ends as of June 30th, 2026, and has no intention to seek or accept a reappointment to the Lynn Water and Sewer Commission. I hereby make a motion to rescind Mr. Losey's preliminary notice of approval.
Any second?
It's an honor to second it.
Any second? Second by Councilor Avery. Roll call, please, Madam Clerk.
Councilor Avery?
Yes.
Yes. Councilor Field?
Yes.
Yes. Councilor Hogan?
Yes.
Yes. Councilor LaPierre?
Yes.
Yes. Councilor Matul?
Yes.
Yes. Councilor McLean?
Yes.
Yes. Councilor Meany?
Abstain.
Abstain. Councilor Meji-Madri absent. Councilor Net?
Yes.
Yes. Councilor Paez?
Yes.
Yes. Councilor Alanson?
Yes. All right. Thank you, everyone. Madam Clerk, we have a very special new business. I don't want to do this, but we have to do this. I would like to request Councilor Brian LaPierre, Brian Field, Councilor Nicole McLean, and I forgot the other one. Oh, Councilor Hogan. And if the mayor is here.
This is the easy part.
Right. How about the Dean? The Dean?
It's going to be like, this is your life. You're going to bring up the first grade school.
Hong.
You're the dean.
You're the dean. It's up there.
That's my close.
Hong Net, the dean.
Councilor Net, come here. You're the most senior here. Yeah.
You're the old guy.
Thank you. So we're doing a simple ceremony to a very special person. We've been with her for a long time, through thick and thin, and through a lot of trials and happiness. It's just timely that we need to do this for our clerk. I would like to call Council Vice President Hogan to start this program.
One of my favorite things about being the Ward 6 councilor is when I started the We Are Ward 6 hashtag. I think Janet liked that the best, and she is Ward 6, West Neptune Street. Every time I do my drive through the wards, I drive by her house and I ask her, she says, oh yeah, I watched those videos. But she is the heart of the city of Lynn, and we are truly going to miss her. And we just are really pleased to have you here, Janet, and your family's here, your friends here, and they should be here. They should be very proud of you. And Terry, we're going to move on. You're going to be all right, but we'll take care of Janet. But I wanted to make sure that I let Councilor LaPierre go last because he's been here a long time. But before I do that once I got on the council, I had a real tough vote. It was a marijuana situation, and I had to lean on a couple Ward 6 residents. And I leaned on Janet Rowe a lot for that day, and it was a real challenging thing, and I stood my ground, and I stood for my residents who lived in that area because Janet was protecting that neighborhood a long time before me. But Janet, I just want to thank you for everything you've done for this city, and Councilor LaPierre is coming after me, but I love you, girl. All right.
Thank you, everyone. Good evening, and we honor Clerk Rowe tonight, not just for her performance with us as a city clerk, but her service to the city as a whole. Over 27 years is no small feat. I know Janet started across the street at the Lynn Police Station or Lynn Police Department, and then did a number of years, 14 years downstairs as the assistant clerk before emerging as our clerk in 2017. And I would be remiss if I didn't recognize her great, dedicated family. I think family epitomizes what Janet does and how she guides her life and her work life and balance of that. Her husband, Charlie, I've known for decades, and of course her kids with Chris, Kay, Shirley, and grandkids now. And you know what really summarizes my first interactions with the Rowe family, and by extension the Young family and everybody else who they know. And I swear I win West Lynn because of the group around us here. I'm an East Lynn guy, but I went down to Barry Park with Charlie, and Leo McGilvery was the president of the West Lynn Nationals Little League in 1994. And I was just 19 years old, and I had been just recently elected as the president of Lynn Shore Little League. And we went down to Barry Park as a league because we wanted to do something different. And in that form, I met Janet, who was running around the snack bar, and Terry, who was doing, and her husband Andy, who was helping out Chuck Oak with the field, and Charlie Rose, the player agent, and the coach. And I'm saying, who are these angels? Who are these volunteers that have been sent upon Barry Park to help West Lynn National with lights, by the way, at that time? Unheard of that Little League games were going to be fortunate to have night games. And we seized the opportunity to get to know the Rowe family and have interleague play between Shore and the Nationals. And that was a little bridge for me back in 1994, 32 years ago, when I knew the ilk of this family. And Janet is the matriarch of that family. And Janet does more that people do not know in our community, and doesn't look for credit, of course, but it's always those little things, either the KFC, women's auxiliary work, always helping the fight against cancer. She's always on the front lines. And we moved from little small halls, relay for cancer, to Manning Field and Red Rock Park, and all through those years, Janet ends every email with be well, be safe, be well, be kind, be safe. This woman took us through a pandemic just 6 years ago and had record-breaking success on our city's census when no one was going out of their home. Janet stepped up. There's a slang term on social media that I've learned, and it goes something like this. She understood the assignment. What does that mean? Janet Rowe understood the assignment. She doesn't look for credit. That's not Janet. She's the backbone of all the people downstairs that make her job what it is. And she comes in with this elegance. And Jim, I'm counting on you because you got big shoes to fill here. She does it with such grace and elegance. She takes 2 jobs now, difficult jobs. She's had 4 predecessors before her, and I mentioned them earlier. This goes back to the 1970s, ladies and gentlemen. Joe Martin Sr. And then it went over to Bob Furlong. May he rest in peace, a longtime city clerk, who passed it down to his assistant clerk at the time, Mary Audley, who's done yeoman's work for more than a decade for us. And then I hate to bring it up. It was one of my first votes, 2017. The vote was 5 to appoint a new clerk, to 4, and Janet sat down there with 2 votes. You say, how does a clerk emerge with only 2 votes? You need 6 votes from this body. The only one that thought she was going to do it was Janet, let me tell you. And the way in which that actually came about is an unbelievable decision. One of the best decisions I made personally to sway my support to one Janet Rowe. And she emerged on a 6-5 vote. And not to besmirch any of the other candidates, they all had their qualities and qualifications. But Janet stood out. Like she stood out downstairs as the assistant, like she stood out across the street at the police station, and as she stands out every day in our community. So I want to wrap up because I don't want to take up too much of your time, and I already have. But I went downstairs this afternoon. I made it a point to ask each of the workers whose Janet supervises to give me one word that epitomizes Janet Rowe. They gave me this list in no particular order. They said simply, more than one word in this case, took a chance on me. These are her employees. These are her workers. Give the shirt off her back. She's efficient. She's amazing. She's organized. Family-oriented. She's caring. She's knowledgeable. She's vivacious. She's calm, and she's cool, and she's collected. This is Janet Rowe. This is a well-deserved retirement, and I'm honored to say a few words on your behalf. Thank you. We are going to miss you.
Thank you. I would like to call Councillor Field and Councillor McLean.
For some reason, it always seems like I'm following council a lot here. Janet, so I'm going to keep, I think Brian touched on every single point of our relationship and his personal relationship with you, and here at City Hall and beyond. But my personal relationship with you starts probably when I was young and in the neighborhood. So when folks ask where I grew up, I always say I grew up behind Union Hospital, and I spent a lot of my life on Orchard Street with my grandparents. My late grandfather was a disabled veteran who lost his leg in Korea, and I was fortunate to have both of them in my life, and I would spend a great deal of time on weekends and summer months over there assisting my grandparents with household chores, and along with a number of my cousins. And if you're familiar with the Orchard Street dynamic, it was my my grandparents lived at 75, my cousins lived next door, and it was either my family or the Coughlin family, all in that vicinity. It was your late sister Ellen that lived across the street from my grandparents, and then my cousins next door to them, and your parents, the Coughlins, just a little bit up the road, along with the Abernathys, the Fogliettas, and those families, and yourself living down in West Neptune, and the Youngs just behind. And it was that family dynamic. And, you know, every time I share something on social media, for example, sharing my mother's birthday, and folks don't know who my mother is, but Janet always makes it personal because she uses my mother's maiden name. She always says, "Happy birthday to Stella Jean." And only people that have that personal relationship know that that's my mother's name, and that's what she went by. And that's how our families grew up, and I grew up with her children and her nieces and nephews. And just last year, your grandson and my daughter graduated Lynn Classical together. So personally, for me, before joining the council, you know, I knew you, I knew your families, and I know, you know, that has been something that I've held dear. That long-term relationship of the Westland crowd, of the Coughlins, and our family. So on behalf of the council, it's my honor to present you with this clock. And it reads, Janet L. Rowe, in recognition of your 27 years of public service with the City of Lynn and your unwavering commitment and dedication to the voters and all citizens of Lynn in your role as City Clerk and Chief of Election, and it's dated today, February 24th, 2026. Janet, thank you so much from the bottom of my
Good evening, everyone. Thank you to the Lynn City Council for allowing us this opportunity to recognize our wonderful clerk. On behalf of the city, I want to thank you for your incredible service to our residents. We, as elected officials, are here to implement the will of the people, and we can't know what the will of the people is without elections. And not just elections, well-run, free, and fair elections. So important to this building, why we're all here. And Janet, you and your team have done an amazing job at making that a reality for our city. We are proud to live in a free society, and one of the things that makes us free is our ability to choose our leaders and exercise our right to vote. And there's a lot of logistics that go into that happening, particularly to make it fair and to make people have confidence and trust in the process. And there's so much that happens behind the scenes, and Janet has done an amazing job making that happen for all of us, such that I think most people in the city don't even question it, because it's come to be something that we can rely so powerfully on. I also have seen Janet in action administering her duties as clerk, and she really understands how those many moments that happen in the day-to-day office are so important to that individual resident who's there for a particular purpose, for a certificate, for a form that's going to, make or break their future in a lot of ways. And as a result, passions can run high, and Janet does a wonderful job fulfilling her office's charge and leading a team that does the same, and that speaks to her leadership and her commitment. And most of all, I have come to witness and experience and appreciate Janet's passion for this city, for this community. She really wears it on her sleeve, and when you have someone who loves the city as much as she does, play as prominent a role as she does here, formally and informally in the building, it really contributes a lot to the culture of the place, and I thank you for your contribution there. Congratulations.
Take the big mic.
I didn't realize I was that great. Thank you so much. I've been very fortunate to work with so many great people over the span of 27 years and my whole life, really. And my whole family's here, my work family's here, and thank you all so much. I truly appreciate it.
Thank you. Let's have a group photo. I would like to invite the family, if you guys could join, and the clerk's office staff and the counselors to please join us. Come on, guys. Come on. Let's have a group family photo. Extended family photo.
I miss you so much.
One more.
Oh,
Done.
you got in that selfie, Coco. Hearing?
That's Fred Hogan.
Fred?
Yeah, left there. One of my mother's wishes.
All right, let's continue. Let's finish this, everyone. Madam Clerk, do we have any old business?
No more business.
What is the
Nope.
wish? What is the wish of the council, Councilor Hongnet?
I would like to make a motion to adjourn, Mr. President.
Second.
Again, the aye. Adjourn.
Yay.